When it comes to the bottom of the ocean, you never know what could be found. From an ancient computer that was created thousands of years ago to an underwater river, you guys are in for a very good video. Only 5% of the ocean has been discovered, and this is due to the high degree of difficulty and of course the cost in exploring our oceans. It seems like a lot more money is allocated to exploring the darkness of space rather than the deepness of the ocean. How's it going, you guys? I'm your host for this one, Landon Dallas, and welcome back to another Most Amazing Top 10 video. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and become a part of the Most Amazing family here on YouTube. We are closing in on 6 million of you guys, which is unbelievable. Also, leave a comment telling me, what do you think is the scariest thing underwater? Alright, let's jump right into this video. This is the top 10 unbelievable discoveries found at the bottom of the ocean. Starting us off in at number 10, let's talk about the ancient computer. So that was the Antikythera mechanism, which is also known as the ancient Greek analog computer, which means computers might have actually been around for thousands of years. In fact, experts believe that it came from a time between 100 and 205 BC. This computer was retrieved from the sea back in 1901, and it was found off a wreckage off the coast of the Greek island Antikythera, hence the name of this ancient computer. There have been several replicas of this device that demonstrate how it would operate. Apparently this device was able to calculate the motion of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter. Moving into number 9, we have a really old car that was pulled out of the water in Oklahoma. There was actually bodies pulled from the car as well, and this car was linked to a crime back in the 70s.
It's consistent with a car accident.
Back in 1971, two South Dakota girls were on their way back to an end of school party, and this party took place in a gravel pit. And this is when they went missing, and it wasn't until 2013 that this missing case was finally solved. Well, guess what? This story doesn't stop there. There's actually a second car, and there was another disappearance of a man in his 60s. I mean, this guy went missing without a trace. There was a body also found in a car. I mean, is this real life right now? What the heck is going on? How can two cars just disappear into a body of water and it's just deemed an accident? Maybe there is more going on with this case. I would have so many more questions. Something amazing is up next at number 8. Have you guys ever heard of an underwater river? Okay, good. Me neither. I don't know what the heck this is. Well, let's take a look. It's literally a river that flows underwater. Well, at least that's what it looks like. I think this is so trippy, and I'm not sure how it's even possible. Well, that was the Black Sea undersea river that was discovered in 2010. So the discovery of this river wasn't even that long ago. This river is the first of its kind in the world. The depiction of God found underwater is up next at number 7. Now this one is very interesting. The god Hapi, which is also known as the Nile god, is the god of the annual flooding of the Nile in the ancient Egyptian religion, but this figure was found underwater off the coast of Egypt, which just gives me more questions. This statue was found in the newly discovered ancient city Heraklion, also known by its Egyptian name Thonis. Divers were able to dive down to retrieve the 16-foot statue. Next up, number 6, we have the world's richest man on this list. And no, it's not because he was found at the bottom of the ocean. I don't think someone swam down there and that's how Jeff Bezos was born. He's a robot. That's him and water just don't mix. Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, aka the world's richest man, spent money to recover the Apollo 11 F1 rocket engines. Well, he was able to recover the Apollo 11 mission rocket that was launched back in 1969.
I was sitting in my living room one day and I thought, you know, all of those Apollo F1 engines are sitting there. They're on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, and theoretically you could recover them.
So yeah, that's exactly what he did, and he donated it to a museum. And at number 5, we have the Stonehenge in Lake Michigan.
I'm on a quest to investigate a mysterious pattern of rocks discovered under Lake Michigan that some are calling America's underwater Stonehenge.
The original Stonehenge is located about 90 miles west of central London in the country of Wiltshire. Archaeologists believe it was constructed from 3000 BC to 2000 BC, and no one knows how it got there or why it's even there. The Stonehenge in Lake Michigan has the same mysteries that surround it. It's believed that the Stonehenge has been underwater for at least 5,000 years. On one of the rocks there seems to be a carving of a mastodon.
Sketching it, once you outline the lines, looks like mastodon. Unbelievable. A mastodon carving on a rock that hasn't seen daylight in at least 5,000 years.
Mastodons are distantly related to the elephants about 10,000 to 11,000 years ago. Moving into number 4, we have trucks that were found at the bottom of the water about 42 meters down. There were about 120 large vehicles found, and this was due to a ship that sank back in 1980. The ferry that sank was actually quite large. Here's a picture of it. The name of the ship is Zenobia and is from Sweden, and it capsized in the Mediterranean Sea. It has now become one of the best diving sites in the world. Next up, number 3, I have to talk about the Titanic that is sitting currently at the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean. The boat sank back in 1912, which was 107 years ago. More than 1,500 people died from the disaster. The last surviving passenger on board of the Titanic actually passed away not too long ago, back in 2009. This was Eliza Gladys Dean, who was just 2 months old when she was on board the Titanic. I think that this is just incredible, and I have no idea how she even survived. She was the youngest passenger on board, but somehow was among the very few people that was able to survive. She lived until 97 years old, and for the Titanic, I wonder why they're not able to just pull it out of the water and have it featured in a museum. I mean, it's a pretty big part of history, but I'm sure it would cost a lot to retrieve it. Alright, number 2, we have this. Is this real life right now? How would something like this magically appear at the bottom of the ocean? Well, actually, this is confirmed to be man-made. Okay, I was freaking out there for a second. This is actually an underwater museum. This was created by an English sculptor, Jason de Caris Taylor, and these statues have gained a ton of attention, and it's located at the bottom of the Caribbean Sea, not far from the island of Grenada. The first exhibits were placed there back in 2006. I don't know why, but I think it's very creepy. It's cool, but it still creeps me out. Finally, number 1, we have the Sunken Pyramid. This is the Yonaguni Monument, also known as the Yonaguni Submarine Topography, which is located in Japan. This underwater pyramid was discovered back in 1986 when divers went there looking for hammerhead sharks. This area was known for large populations of hammerhead sharks. There's a ton of speculations that surround this underwater findings. People believe that it could be a lost city, a lost civilization perhaps. Maybe this was man-built thousands of years ago, and it could possibly also be naturally made.